What's up, guys? It's your boy Dark Sage back with another video, and today we finna be doing What If Naruto Was Hold Part 1. But before we get into the video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, because it'll help young dude out. But we won't talk about that. So let's get into the video. So right after Naruto is done getting the absolute shit beaten out of him, he goes to what seems to be a dirty, nasty, rotten apartment. The walls are covered in what looks to be mold, and everything is just disgusting. Naruto goes into the apartment. He shuts the door and lays on his bed. And he thinks to himself, why don't my parents want me? Why does everyone hate me? What have I done? At least I still have Hinata, right? And so Naruto perks up when he thinks about Hinata. He thinks about all the she made him laugh, she's made him smile. He thinks about all the times that they've trained together. All the times she was there to comfort him when he was crying after getting beaten. And Naruto smiles to himself. And he says, yeah, let's go visit Hinata. And so he gets up off his bed. He takes a shower because, well, he had on some pretty bloody clothes. And he changes his clothing and he goes to see Hinata. When Naruto is, walking through the village, a bunch of the villagers see him. And they start chasing after Naruto. But Naruto out that bitch. He starts sprinting. And he ends up eventually leaving the villagers in his dust. And this is when he would fatefully arrive at the Hyuga compound. And he would say, can I see Hinata? And the Hyugas would agree to this because they know Naruto was the one who saved Hinata from her kidnappers. And so when Naruto walks through the Hyuga compound, he sees that everybody is smirking. And they're about to laugh at him. And Naruto thinks this is weird because they've never done this before. And so when Naruto gets to Hinata's room, he can hear what seems to be sounds of moaning. And Naruto opens the door to see Sasuke Uchiha, kissing Hinata's neck. And Naruto would look at them and he would say, Hinata, how could you? Sasuke, I thought we were brothers. And Sasuke would say, Naruto, get out your feelings. You've always been weak. Leave. And Hinata says, Naruto, I'm... and Naruto would say, save it. It's alright. I knew something like this was gonna happen. And he just walks away. After Naruto leaves the Hyuga compound, he can hear loud laughter of all of the Hyugas saying, looks like Lady Hinata broke that damn demon's heart. Well, he deserves it after all. He is a demon. He tried to destroy the village, and he killed all of our loved ones. And Naruto, hearing this, would sink even further. And he would try to walk back to his apartment, but he would be caught by the villagers. But this time, Naruto doesn't try to fight back. He just accepts this. He accepts that nobody loves him. He accepts that he's always going to be alone. He accepts the fact that, well, he's a demon. And he lays there and he gets beaten to a bloody pulp. Naruto smiles while he's getting beaten. And he says, if this is the way that my life is, then what's the point in living anymore? And while they're laughing and beating him, they can hear a small whisper saying, kill me. But it gets louder. Kill me. Kill me. Kill me. Kill me. Kill me. Kill me. Until he eventually starts laughing at this. And he's begging them to kill him. He wants them to end his life. And so they do. One of the Jonin come in with a sword. And he pierces Naruto straight through the heart, killing him instantly. And once Naruto dies, I'm sorry, my brother came in my room. But yeah. So after Naruto fatefully dies, he awakens in what seems to be a dark room with checkered floors. And he would see a man or a teenager with white hair and shackles on his wrist. And he would say, who are you? And the man would say, me. My name is Ken Kaneki. But you can just call me Kaneki. And Naruto would look at him. And Kaneki would bend down to Naruto's level. And he would hug him. Naruto would flinch at this. Because nobody's ever shown this type of affection towards him. He's never been hugged. Not even Hinata hugged him. She barely even thought about touching him most of the time. Now that Naruto thinks about it, he knows that she just thought he was a demon. He doesn't even know why he went out with her. He was blinded by emotion. But this is warmth. This is happiness, calmness, tranquility, peace, love. He feels safe with Kaneki, and he barely even knows him. Kaneki would then let go of Naruto, and he would say, child, I've seen what happened. They killed you. They tortured you, and they killed you. How did this make you feel? And Naruto would grit his teeth and grasp the floor, and he would say, those damn villagers, they know no respect. They know nothing of life. They only harbor hatred. And he would start to cry. Kaneki would then look him in his eyes and he would say, it's alright, because I'd like to train you and give you my power. I want you to make this world right. Change the ninja world for the better. And Naruto would say, what are you talking about? And Kaneki would explain to him who he is, his backstory, his powers, and how he got, well, where he is in Naruto's what looks to be Mindscape. He would say, I was surrounded by a bunch of ghoul hunters. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry, I had to go forward my fucking idiot of a brother. But, yeah. So, Kaneki would then go on to explain how he was surrounded by a bunch of ghoul hunters. And he fought to the death with all of them. He managed to take out 90% of their army. But he was eventually killed. But he says, that doesn't matter right now. What does matter is the fact that I'm gonna train you. And I would also like for you to find somebody. Because I didn't come here alone. And Naruto says, what are you talking about? Kaneki would say, my daughter and my son. They were both transferred here after I and their mother were killed. And Naruto would say, wait, what? How is that possible? Shouldn't they have been killed too? Kaneki would say, yeah, they should have. But they've lived. I can feel it. And Naruto says, well, I promise. I'll find them. And Kaneki says, thank you. Now let's get to your training. Time skip 2 years. On the day of Naruto's death, Kakashi did end up picking Naruto up, and he would bring him to Itachi, and they would bury him. Itachi and Kakashi would start crying because they failed Minato. They didn't make it in time to save Naruto, and they regret that. And so they both harbor hatred to the villagers in the Hidden Leaf village. Oh, and I'm sorry, but Minato and Kushina are dead. Naruto did live with an orphaned family. He was, well, treated horribly there, but that doesn't matter. Just had to let y'all know that Minato and Kushina were dead. Should I give them brothers and sisters? Fuck. Yeah, I will. He does have 2 siblings, Mito and Mima, but they're not important right now. Shit, I'm sick. But, yeah. So, Kakashi and Itachi now know that the villagers in this village are worse than the Nine-Tails Fox. They know that the villagers in this village all deserve death. And they would leave Naruto to his resting place. And they would leave. Time skip 2 years. Naruto has been training with Kaneki, and he's learned a lot from him. He's learned how to summon his Kagune, and how to, well, banish his desire for human flesh. And Kaneki says, well, Naruto, I think you're about done. The only thing you have to learn left is your, well, Kankaja form and your Death Reaper form. But you'll have to unlock those on your own. And Kaneki would look at Naruto and he'd say, you've come far. You've come really far. Now, I'll be sending you back. And Naruto would run over to Kaneki and he would hug him. And he would say, thank you. Thank you for this power. Thank you for teaching me. thank you for being the only family that I have. Except for, well, I guess Itachi and Kakashi. They were pretty nice to me. And just thank you. And Kaneki would say, no problem, kid. Just remember, I'll always be here. Now, I'll be sending you back. And Kaneki snaps his fingers, and Naruto wakes up. His hair is exactly the same. The only difference is he looks exactly like Kaneki, but he still has his green eyes. Naruto thinks to himself, wow, why do I look like Kaneki? And he would say, I have what looks to be um green eyes still. I didn't have that in the Mindscape. And my hair, it's still black. Well, that's a shock. I thought I'd look completely like a ghoul. And Kaneki in Deku's head would say, well, not exactly. You have control over that. And Naruto would say, what the hell? Who said that? Kaneki would say, calm down, kid. It's just me. And Naruto would say, oh, Kaneki. Well, yeah. What do I have control over? Oh, you have control over, well, your hair changing and your eyes changing. You can basically shift those at will. And Naruto would say, what do you mean? Kaneki would then go on to explain to him that if he summons some of his power towards his eyes, he'll have the eyes of a ghoul. And if he summons some of his power towards his hair will turn white. And Naruto hearing this would say, oh, that's cool. But we have one problem. And Kaneki would say, what is it, kid? Naruto would say, I'm underground. Hold on, y'all. Alright, I'm back. But yeah. Naruto would say, well, we're still underground. He'd say, I guess Kakashi buried me. And Kaneki would say, well, that's no problem. Just summon your Kagune and get out. And Naruto says, oh, shit, I forgot about that. And so he would summon all eight of his Kagune. And he'd get out of the coffin that he was in. And he'd climb his way to the surface. Naruto would have been buried on the far outskirts of the village, just so nobody could find his body and desecrate his grave. And so Naruto says, ah, fuck, this will be a long walk. Kaneki thinks to himself, I wonder what this kid will do to the villagers once he gets back. Fast forward, let's say, 5 hours later, Naruto is at the village gates, and the holders of the gates would say, Naruto, is that you? And Naruto would say, who else would it be? Let me in. So they would let him into the village, and he would walk through the what seems to be glaring villagers at him. And the villagers would say, I thought we killed him. I thought the damn demon was dead. And the news would be spreaded that the demon is alive. And Hiruzen hearing this, because, well, he's the Hokage, he'd say, wait, what? Naruto's alive? And he would run to where he sensed Naruto's chakra. And when he got there, he saw that Itachi and Kakashi were already there. And they were hugging Naruto, apologizing for not being there to stop the villagers from killing them. But Naruto would say, it's alright. Thanks to you guys, I've gotten a new power. And Kakashi and Itachi would say, what do you mean thanks to us? Thanks to you guys not being there in time, I mean. When the villagers killed me, I found new power. And I'll be unstoppable with it. And Kakashi says, what are you talking about? And Naruto would say, well, you'll see. I do start my first day of class tomorrow. And Itachi would say, oh, that's right. You're starting your first day of the academy tomorrow. You're now 8 years old. It's been 2 whole years since you were dead. And Itachi would shed a tear because he's still thinking about the fact that he couldn't save Naruto. But Naruto would say, Itachi, it's alright. I know you guys tried your best. And then he would see Hiruzen. And he'd say, what's up, Gigi? And Hiruzen would run towards Naruto and hug him. And he'd say, Naruto, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And Naruto would smile. And he'd say, it's alright. I know that you didn't mean for this to happen. I know that you didn't want this to happen. Well, I mean, now that I'm back, there's only one thing that I ask for. And Hiruzen would say, what is that? And Naruto would say, some Ichiraku ramen. And everyone would facepalm. And they would say, well, alright, Naruto, let's go get some ramen. And so, once they get to the ramen shop, Naruto would be, well, greeted by Ichiraku. And he'd say, Naruto, is that you? I thought the villagers killed you. And Naruto would say, nah, old man, you know they can't kill me that easily. And Ichiraku would start laughing. And he'd say, what do you want, Naruto? It's all on the house. And he'd say, well, I'm feeling good today. So let me get some miso ramen. And Ichiraku would say, one miso ramen coming right up. And so 15 minutes later, they're eating their ramen. And Naruto has finished 15 bowls in the time it took Kakashi, Itachi, and Hiruzen to finish one. And they would all be surprised at the rate that Naruto's eating. And so 20 bowls later, Naruto would be full. And he would say, alright guys, I think it's time to go to sleep. And Naruto would say, well, I think I'll be going back to my apartment now. And Hiruzen would say, wait, Naruto, I have a gift for you. And he would give Naruto a key. And this key would say, well, have some weird writing on it. And Naruto would say, what is this? And Hiruzen would say, this is the key to the Uzumaki compound. And Naruto would say, wait, what? The Uzumaki compound? Is it that my clan? And Hiruzen would say, yes it is. I'd like for you to go there. It's 3 miles away west of the Uchiha compound. Hurry, Naruto. Go. And so Naruto would run to his compound, and he would unlock the gates. When Naruto went in, he saw a beautiful garden, and he saw that it was empty. But there was a big mansion, probably, oh shit, my phone, probably 40 stories with a bunch of rooms. And Naruto would say, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna love this. And so Naruto would go in, and he would see the first room, and he would go into it, and he'd say, damn, this room's big as hell. Kaneki, do you see this? And Kaneki would say, yeah, kid. Looks very comfortable. And Naruto would say, shit, I bet it is. And he goes and jumps on the bed. When Naruto gets onto the warm, cozy bed, he starts to drift away and eventually goes to sleep. When Naruto would wake up, he'd wake up in what looks to be a sewer. And Naruto says, Kaneki, where am I? But he heard no voice. He'd say, Kaneki, Kaneki. But again, there was no voice. Then he would say, who's there? And then he would see two red eyes glaring at him. And he'd say, what the hell? Well, the fox. But fuck it. Y'all already know it's Kurama. Kurama would say, what the hell are you doing here, kid? And Naruto would say, who are you? What are you? Where am I? And Kurama would say, I am the nine-tailed fox, and you were in your mindscape. You damn near got me killed, kid. And Naruto says, what are you talking about? The last time you died, you got lucky that other entity saved you. Because if you didn't, you'd be dead along with me. But I would have revived, but it'd have still been annoying. So, I'm gonna make a pact with you, because I don't need you dying on me. And Naruto says, a pact? What are you talking about? And Kurama says, if you can get the key to this cage and open it, I'll give you 50% of my power to use until you become 16. Then you'll be able to use 100% of my power. And until then, I'll be training you. Damn brat. And Naruto says, hey, who are you calling a brat? And he summons his Kagune. His eyes turn black and red, and his hair goes white. He'd look like Kaneki, but he'd have more Kagune than Kaneki. 8 to be exact. And they would all be pointing at the Nine Tails. And he'd say, you damn fox, you call me a brat again, I'll fight you, and I'll win too. And the Nine Tails says, let's see, come into the cage. And so Naruto runs, and he sprints into the cage, but he's stopped by what looks to be a man with yellow hair. And he'd say, who the hell are you? And what are you doing here? And the man would say, Naruto, I am your father, Minato. And Minato would look perplexed. And he would say, wait, who are you? You're not Naruto. Then Naruto would go back to his regular form. And then he would say, yes, I am Naruto. And you're the fourth Hokage, right? Wait, You're my father? And Minato would start to giggle at this. He'd say, yeah, I'm your father. And I've seen what they've been doing to you. And he walks over to Naruto. He says, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I wasn't there. I'm sorry me and your mother couldn't protect you. But it's not our fault. We were killed by that beast. And he would look at Kurama with a scowling glare. And Kurama would say, Minato, Lord Fourth, I have some news for you. And Minato would say, what is it, you damn fox? And Kurama would say, it wasn't my fault. And Minato would say, wait, what are you talking about? Kurama would say, it was the masked man you fought. He was controlling me. And Minato would say, wait, he wasn't Uchiha. I was right. But do you know his name? The Nine Tails, well, Kurama would then go on to say, yes, I do know his name. In fact, he was your former student, Obito Uchiha. And Minato's eyes would open. And he'd say, what the hell are you talking about? Obito died. And Kurama would then go on to explain that Obito didn't die that day. He was found by Madara, trained up, and then came to take revenge because he's a simp, basically. And Minato would be like, yeah, that makes sense. Simping ass nigga. But then he would say, well, I guess you're not all that bad, Kurama. And Kurama would say, thank you, Minato. But then Minato would look back at Naruto, and he would say, Naruto, I'll have 1 year to spend with you. And in this time, I'll be training you along with Kurama. And Naruto was like, damn. Well, thinking to himself, he said, damn, that was fast. How the fuck did they form that friendship? Jesus Christ. And Minato would say, yes, Naruto. I'll be training you along with Kurama. And we're gonna whip you right into shape. But when you leave the Mindscape, you won't have contact with me like you do with Kurama. And Naruto would say, well, oh, okay. And Naruto would start to wake up. And he would say, what the hell? Was that a dream? But Kurama would say, no, kid, that wasn't a dream. But then Naruto would start to panic. And he would say, Kaneki! Kaneki! And Kaneki would say, what, kid? Damn. I'm tired. Let me sleep. And Naruto would smile. And he would say, good, you're still there. And Kaneki would say, where else would I be? And Naruto says, well, nowhere. It doesn't matter. But Naruto would then get up and he would say, well, it's my first day at the academy. Let's go. And Naruto would get dressed like what you see on the screen, and he would go to class. When he gets to school, everybody there, including Iruka, would be scowling at Naruto. And Iruka would say, damn, demon. Go take your seat, kid. And Naruto would go sit to this he would go sit next to this pink-haired girl who had happened to be Sakura Haruno. And when he sat there, she would say, hey, you damn demon, get up. That spot is for is for Sasuke. And Naruto says, Sasuke? Wait, did you say Sasuke? And as if on cue, Sasuke walked into the room along with Hinata. And Naruto was immediately frowning. And so when the day went on, Uruk would say, alright, today we're going to be doing sparring sessions just to see what you guys have. And everybody would start cheering. And they would go outside. And because fucking Iruka knows that Sasuke is probably one of the strongest in the class, he pairs Naruto up against him. And so he says, Naruto, you'll be fighting Sasuke Uchiha. And everybody says, let's go, Sasuke. You can beat the demon. We all know he's weak. And Naruto would smile to himself. And he would walk on to the battlefield. And Naruto and Sasuke would do the little hand sign thing. And they would begin to spar. Naruto would immediately summon his Kagune. And his hair would go white. And he'd say, Sasuke, we were friends once. But then you betrayed me. You damn snake. And he rushes at Sasuke, kicking him in the stomach. But before Sasuke can go flying, he grabs him by the hair. And he punches him in the stomach 5 times. And then kicks him away. And he looks over at Hinata. And he says, look at your precious boyfriend now. Getting the absolute shit beaten out of him. Look at him, Hinata. Look at him. And Kaneki would say, this kid's going too far. I think he's gonna kill him. And Naruto would then go on to rush Sasuke, hitting him with a barrage of attacks, stabbing him multiple times with his Kagune. And everybody at this point would be in horror. Iruka would try to stop it, but it wouldn't work. He would get slapped away by Naruto. And Naruto would say, if you get in my way again, Iruka, I'll kill you, along with Sasuke. And he says, damn bastard. And he goes to punch Sasuke, but Itachi would show up. And he'd say, Naruto, stop! And Naruto would stop as soon as he hears Itachi's voice. And he'd say, Itachi, what are you doing here? And Sasuke would be on the ground in a pool of his own blood. And Itachi would say, Naruto, why? Why did you do this? And Naruto says, on the day that I died, I found him making out with Hinata, my girlfriend. And he called me a loser and said that I was weak. And Itachi would say, oh, well, that makes sense. I would let you continue beating the absolute shit out of him, but, I mean, he's my brother, so I can't allow that. And Naruto would say, well, alright then. At least I got to have my fun with them. And Naruto would just walk off, transforming back into his original form. When Naruto walked off, he would be summoned by the council because they heard what Naruto did to Sasuke and they were pretty pissed. And so when Naruto got to the council, he would say, what the hell do y'all want? And the council would be smirking. And Hiruzen would say, Naruto, unfortunately, we have to banish you from the... And Naruto would say, Hiruzen, stop. Just stop talking. And Hiruzen would say, Naruto, what are you talking about? What? And Naruto would say, if you even think about banishing me, which I know you don't want to, I'll be forced to kill every last council member in this room. And Hiruzen says, what are you talking about? Naruto would then go on to transform. And he would say, I'll use my Kagune, and I'll kill every last one of them. Try me. And Hiruzen would smile. And he'd start laughing. Well, Naruto, I don't doubt that you'd kill them. I know that you probably would. So, I won't banish you. And all of the council members would be scared because Naruto sent an immense bloodlust throughout the room. And he would be glaring at all of them and smiling at the same time, licking his lips because he kind of wants to eat them. But he holds back the urges, and Kurama tells him to stop it along with Kaneki. And so Naruto transforms back into his original form, and he says, damn council, always trying to fuck with me. And he walks out of the room. Naruto would then go home, lay on his bed, and think to himself, it's been an eventful 2 days. First I die, get immense power. Then I beat the shit out of Sasuke. Damn bastard. Well, guess I'll go to sleep. And Naruto would drift off into the world of dreams. But I'm gonna leave it off right here because I need to put my phone on the charger. So, yeah. Bye.